Hello everybody, Chris Wood here, September 22nd, 2022. This picture I'm holding up here right now is a guy named Jason Van Alstyne. That piece of garbage lives here in NAPANEE, and he needs finding and he needs arresting. He is guilty of using what is called remote neuromonitoring on me. And it is police and military tech, a microchip implant that destroys a person's central nervous system. I am the victim of identity theft. I am the victim of brain injury. I am the victim of skull splitting. I am the victim of kidnapping. I am the victim of sex assault. I am the victim of medical blacklisting and discrimination. I am the victim of attempted homicide, and my mother was a victim of homicide, revenge, retaliation through Lennox and Edmonton, Ontario Provincial Police. For me speaking, other human homeless trafficking crimes out of the Morning Star mission at the time back in 2019. As a result, I was at my previous address and the ex-O.P.P chief went by in a white Jeep Wrangler. He waved, I waved back. When I waved back, a black truck pulled up. They pointed something, they shot it, it went into my right ear. And I started having problems after that, wondering what was going on. I went to the hospital to find out what was happening. Finally, I got an appointment for a CAT scan done, for a CAT scan November of that year, 2019. While I was there, a woman from mental health was there, named Stacey. I am not a patient of hers, nor was I. I went in to see her about a person that was causing problems here in NAPANEE, and I went to get them help because she is a patient of theirs, so I went to talk to her. That's the only way. And she was at the hospital talking to her girlfriend, Dr. Tatiana V, aka Margie V, stating that she was there for me for anxiety, that I had all these different problems, and none of it is true. I am not a patient of hers, nor was I a patient of hers. All 100% bullshit. That was to get me not taken serious about what has taken place with me. That is so I would not find out what has taken place with me. And that is so I would be medically blacklisted, assuring this crime against me through her lies and through Tatiana falsifying medical records and getting me medically blacklisted. I woke up this morning, I've been having all kinds of problems in my right lung. I have all kinds of kidney problems on my right side. I have no feeling in my head from when I am getting broadcasted through. The whole right side of my head has been completely destroyed. My skull's been split, my brain has been split. I no longer even feel my own true consciousness. And I do realize how crazy this sounds, but I can prove my words about remote neuromonitoring and how it operates through Wi-Fi, through cell phone and computer, and it is a microchip implant. And all they need to do is sit back once it is in a person and push buttons to activate it. And it has been in use since the 60s as police and military tech, and not a lot of people are aware of it. They are also using Clearview AI for illegal facial recognition for framing victims. I was kidnapped 24 hours after asking for help, May 27, 2021. 24 hours after asking for help against what has taken place with me, with arresting and charging of cops and doctors and their co-offenders, the ones that are doing this to me. The whole point of broadcasting through me and doing this to me is not only for my identity theft, but also to mentally fuck me up, in hopes that I start taking on all of these junkies' personalities, in hopes that I am not talking about what has taken place with me, in hopes that I am not showing what has taken place with me, so they all get away with it. I am the victim of human trafficking, human sex trade, slavery trafficking. Yes, I am a 50-year-old man, and it is still possible. Human trafficking is not an ageless or a genderless crime. So, with that being said, this is how it is being done here in NAPANEE. It's being done to the poor, homeless, elderly. There's financial thefts and frauds. They are causing William Billy Wooldridge and a guy named Blair Hardy are guilty of stalking my mother and using remote neuromonitoring, and because of her age, the EMFs from it and the radiation it cause tumors, causing cancer, causing her death, and that was with intent to do this to me. I am the last of my bloodline as well. So this is how O.P.P, Lennox and Edmonton, Ontario Provincial Police, they frame people. This is how they human traffic, and this is how they are murdering people. I am being mentally fucked up. I am being mentally numbed down. My skull is being seriously deformed. I have no feeling in my head except for these bastards broadcasting through me from the remote neuromonitoring. My skull's been deformed about 50 different ways since all of this began, and I have proven it and shown it. That identity theft is possible, and I am the victim of it. I am Chris right here, but this is not really my true image. It's been changed a lot, and I can prove 100%. They have the doctors here to cover their crimes that are co-committing. There is O.P.P Spencer Mills 14716. He is also a drug cop as well, and a human trafficker, human sex trade, slavery trafficker, and the co-offender to William Wooldridge, who is alleged Hells Angels boss as well, and an inmate sex offender in not protective custody, but for whatever witness protection. He's a rat informant, so he needs this identity theft on me, and I will not be proven wrong. There's been lies, time buying, cover-ups, arrest refusals, of course, except for on me to deflect this crime. So, yeah, what you see here is Chris, but it is not. My identity's been changed, and my skull's been flattened. It's been rounded out. It's been elongated. It's been shortened. So, this is what happens in NAPANEE to people who try to save lives, and in the process, while I am being broadcasted through and being deformed, I am also getting what is called hypoxia, brain hypoxia, which is also cutting off oxygen to parts of my brain as well. And I also have stuff in my chest area, all right up in here and along in here. It feels like a tube that goes from my lung area up to around here, to around my jugular where I was sliced, into my mouth, where it feels like I actually have a little tube that comes up from underneath my tongue, and I also have something on the roof of my mouth underneath. It goes up here and around to my temple area, where it will spread around to the spot on the back of my head, and then where my head has been split, and you can see it when I have hair, a clear split. It will come down here to my pineal gland, third eye area, and spread out, and that's when my skull will start to deform. And that's from me being broadcasted through from the remote neuromonitoring. But I am losing more and more of my memories, and this because William Wooldridge was told that he is using this on me. He was also, not only is this for identity theft, and they want me to start thinking I'm him because of this identity theft, plus having his prisoner tracking on me and the remote neuromonitoring so I read as him. This is also another reason why O.P.P are buying time and they will not arrest him. They've surrounded me with hands on guns. They've kidnapped me to prevent anything on them or anyone else. Dr. Tatiana V, Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. McGregor, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Waldron, Dr. Ambimbola, Dr. Barton, Dr. Sue, Dr. Fardell, Triage Nurse Terry, Triage Nurse Tanya, Triage Nurse David, and Paladin Security Guard, and William Bill Wooldridge, 149 Center Street North, Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, and Jabin Allstein. There is a Ray, his roommate Sam, Hope Mills, Michelle. They are all and others are using this on me to mentally fuck me up, and they are all getting drugs and money paid through them from O.P.P while they're passing it around. I was sold for this to be murdered. It's a Pontius Pilate crime, but this is how they are trafficking, framing, and killing here in NAPANEE. If you look at my videos, you can even tell the differences in my skull. You can tell the differences in between my ears and everything else if you look at them close enough in my videos. And I realize it does sound weird, but I have shown and proven the different deformities in me. I'm losing less and less of my own true consciousness while this bastard is just sitting back remotely doing this to me. And he will not get arrested for it, and I've proven many crimes, but yet Wooldridge and O.P.P. Spencer Mills, Staff Sergeant, ex-Chief Shannon Cork, Robert Kane, Robert Lucas, Shelley Haffner, and a mental health worker named Stacey. They're all guilty of human sex trade, slavery, trafficking, pedophilia, drug trafficking, and the crimes to me and the murder of my mother for revenge retaliation. I better wrap this up. If you like this content, hit the like, share, subscribe button. It's very serious and important. It's a matter of life and death, actually. I'm being numbed down to be dumbed down. I've been lobotomized on my right side, and I need help before it's too late. I've not been able to get legal help, medical help, or any other. All my rights have been taken by these bastards.